Hey yo, what up though? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Street Coder Nate, and today I got a fun one for y'all. Today we're about to tap in to HTML. Now I know last time we did a little bit of HTML, but this time we're really gonna get into the HTML. We really about to get into the coding part of the HTML. But before we get into the coding, I like to draw pictures and whatnot. So that's what we're gonna do first. This may be a longer video, so you might want to watch this one on double speed or really tap in and sit down and watch it. Or like what I do, grab you something to drink. Let's get started. Or hit the loud a few times. Either or, cool. Let's get it. Okay. So, what is HTML? So, if you need to know what HTML is, go check out the previous video. But or a more in-depth version of what is HTML, go check out the video previously. But right now, I give you a quick overview. That's how we put things on the web page. So what does that even mean? So when you're looking at a web page and you see the things on a web page, how did they get there? HTML did that. I give you a quick overview real quick. HTML is how you put things onto a web page. CSS is how you style those things on the web page. And JavaScript is how you, the user, or the people who are going to use your website interact with that web page. Therefore, when they click a button, what happens on the web page? That's the JavaScript. And so you have all those three technologies working together just to create one web page. And so today what we're doing is talking about HTML, how to put things onto the web page. And as you've seen in our previous video, it said HTML puts words, images, videos, all of that onto the web page. So anything that we can visually see comes from HTML. So today, let's knock out the structure. What does HTML look like? We're gonna draw it. Like I told y'all last time, we have this one tag at the top that says Doctype. Didn't spell that right. So it's like this. It's pound doc type h lowercase HTML. Okay, so what is this? What is that when I do that? That this first of all, this whole entity, this thing right here is called an HTML tag. When you put like words in between these curly brackets like this, you are insinuating an HTML tag. And so an HTML tag is typically made up of a less than sign and a greater than sign, and then typically a tag name. Overall, people call these like HTML tags, or we call them elements, HTML elements. Either or. This just mean the same thing. Okay, so here and so the first word is the tag name. So here our tag is the doc type tag. This is the tag name. So what I said here was doc type. I put the pound here first though. Doc type HTML. So basically, I used the doc type tag, and then I said HTML right after it. So what was I doing? What am I basically doing here? Basically, what I'm saying is I'm saying I'm using this document type tag. I'm telling the browser this because this is the first line on the HTML. I'm telling the browser that this document type is an HTML. Therefore, when the browser continues reading this document, it's going to parse it as HTML. It's going to render the information onto the screen. So render means it's going to show, it's going to make it all beautiful for a human to see it. It's going to render it on the screen as HTML. It's not going to show it as text like in a text editor, if that makes sense. And so the the coder has to say doc type HTML. So that's the basic. So that's the first liner. We have our some people spell it capitalized, some people spell it lowercase. It's however you want to spell it for the time being. Doc type HTML, and that's the first line of almost any HTML file. And I say almost any because once you get into Angular, you'll see some HTML files don't have the doc type. But for most files, Doctype HTML, just to let the browser know that this is an HTML file you're reading, show my HTML, please. Okay, so then right after we say the doc type is HTML, now we need to say, where does our HTML start? And so we give this HTML tag. And watch how I do this tag down here. Okay, as you watch that. So that tag is, what tag am I talking about specifically? I'm talking about this tag right here. This closing HTML tag. That tag right there. This shows you the importance of HTML. HTML, it typically has what we call it? We call it like an opening tag right here, and then we have a closing tag right here. And so this basically creates a block for us. And so anything within this block is in between. It shows up on this HTML web page. Anything, okay. So basically, let me show you one more time. So anything that shows up here, anything that shows between here uh, is shown uh, on the HTML web page. Or let's not say shown, let's say is the HTML web page. So, what do I mean by that? So, we're going to go a little bit deeper. What do I mean by anything that shows up between this HTML tag? Geez, got my buttons mixed up today. Anything showing up between that HTML tag and this HTML tag. What do I mean? That this is the HTML page. What I'm saying is you can continue writing code. You can start this HTML tag right here, and then you can close it right here, and then you could continue writing code down here. But anything that you write down here will not be a part of that HTML web page. Anything that you need inside of that HTML web page needs to go in between these two opening and closing HTML tags. Makes sense, right? Okay, cool. So now let's go deeper. So we kind of got our first basic structure right now. We got one is the doc type is HTML. So then two is the HTML tag. This says this is where our HTML for this web page starts. And then this one says, and this is where it ends. So start and then end. Cool. Therefore, we're going to have to fill in that middle part with the actual web page, right? So let's go a little bit deeper into this. So we got, once again, doc type. Let me get my pound. Doc type is HTML, and then we got HTML, and then we're gonna close off the HTML down here. And then, so inside of the HTML, and I like to do a little bit of indenting. What do I mean by that? So I can write another tag right here and then close it off right here. But if I know that something is inside of something, because right, this tag, whatever this tag is, let's call it tag. Let's just call it tag for now. So whatever this tag is, we know that this tag is inside the HTML because it comes between the opening and the closing one. So this is going to be inside the HTML. So if I know something is inside of it, this is called nesting. We're nesting this tag inside of the HTML. So basically, this tag right here, shoot, this tag right there, this tag right here is um, is a descendant of the HTML, meaning HTML tag is the parent of this tag. Say this one is nested inside of it. And so if I'm trying to show something is nested, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and move it over like this. I like to indent it like that. So then you can clearly see now like this part is nested. Now this isn't like needed for code, but a lot of programmers, once you start really programming, a lot of programmers will be upset if you do not indent the things that are nested inside. Because the thing is, you can nest more things inside of other things, which we're going to get into in a second. And so you want to, whenever you nest in, just go ahead and indent that boy over so you know, all right, this is inside of this element. Remember, HTML elements, therefore, geez, this is this is an element, and it just happened to be the HTML element, but this is an HTML element called HTML. As you're gonna see, we're gonna get into a bit more elements. So in that segue right into the next element, which will be the head. So what is the head? Okay, so I kind of talked about the head in the previous video, so I'm gonna hurry up through this one. The head is metadata. What is metadata? Metadata is just data that describes the data. And so when I say metadata or data that describes the data, this right here, metadata, if that's the metadata, there are two children to the head, or there are two children to the HTML tag. Remember, HTML and a child is something that's nested inside of it. So this is one child. So that's the first child. What is the second child? The second child is the body tag, like this. And if the head is the metadata, then the body is the data. And so metadata says, metadata literally means data that describes data. So this information in between the head is information that will be describing the data that's right here inside the body. And so the body is actually, this is the data, this is what you see on the HTML page. When that HTML page finally loads up and you see an HTML page, this is that everything in that you see came between that data block, or that body block, that body tag right here. So what do I mean then by this describes this? Well, so in this body tag, you can have things like you could tell it description of the web page. And so the description would be like something that shows up on Google when you Google it, when you Google that web page. So let's say for me, my web page, natebaker.me, the description in the head says freelance web developer and tutor. So when someone Googles me, that head part comes up and my description comes up. But on the website, it doesn't, that whole sentence and verbiage that I use to describe my web page doesn't show up anywhere. You can't find it anywhere on that site, but you'll see that there's data on the site that supports my description that I put in the head. So the description is data about my data. It's describing what this data is actually is. So not only can you have a description, you can also have a title of the web page. And then the title shows up in the little tab part. I'm gonna show y'all. You have a title. Then you could also link to, let's say you needed some different fonts in your web page. So if let's say you wanted to use some Google fonts or something, you can link to different fonts inside of the head. Once again, that's not going to show up right here. You can't see linking to a font, right? But you can see that font being used inside the body. So we put the linking of the font in the head, and then we use it in the body, you can see it. So remember, the head is kind of like, if you will, this describes the body. And so then the body is actually where the real fun happens. And so that's what we're about to get into next, the body. So going on, let's hit it one more time. We got so we got pound doc type. And I'm sorry for switching up on the colors with y'all. Let me go ahead and keep it consistent. I'm gonna keep that one black. Pound doc type is HTML. And then what we got next, y'all? Can you guess? HTML, exactly. We need to let them know where our HTML started. Dang, I wish I had some more up in here. Okay, we need to let them know where our HTML started. Okay, then we need to let them know where our HTML ends, right here. And at the beginning, I just go ahead and put the start in the middle, or the start. I put the start tag, and then I go ahead, skip a couple lines, then I just put the end tag, because then I know I could just got space to put what I need to put in between. Okay, and then I don't forget my end tag. Okay, because that's very important. Your HTML is not gonna show up if you forget the end tag. Cool. And there will be a video on different tags. Don't worry. Right now, I'm just getting you the whole structure and everything that we got going on right now. Okay, so we already covered the head. So we're just gonna close that out. We're gonna say dot 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 because we know what goes on. We already know what's going on up in the head. Dot dot dot. So then we're gonna close that one out like that. And then we're gonna move on to the body. So what is going down in the body, right? Man, I just had an epiphany. I'm gonna have to make I'm gonna have to make a video on that. But I'm a spiritual person, and I be trying to connect head and body. And I literally just saw that the HTML page has head and body. That's different. Okay, but I'm gonna make a video on that one day. Okay. So anyway, so in the body, this is where you're seeing what is on that web page. So you are seeing the words, you are seeing the letters, you are seeing the images. This is what is inside of that. And so you will start seeing inside the body, we're going stupid with the HTML tags. We're HTML tagging everywhere because everything inside the body has a tag. Whenever you want to put a word onto a web page, there's a tag for that. Whenever you want to put an image onto a web page, there's a tag for that. Whenever you want to put a video on a web page, there's a tag for that. Whenever you want to click on something that will link to another page, there's a tag for that. And so in another video, we're gonna get into all these tags, but all you need to know is you just building tag after tag after tag up here, but you're structuring it in a way that makes sense for you so that once you start to style and so that once you start to create the JavaScript that interacts with this web page, it is structured in the correct format. So that's what the body is. It's just a whole bunch of tags, but you structure those tags into correct formats, or you structure those tags so that when you start styling them, it's easier for you to do the styling. And then when you start making interactions, and interactions is the big part, that's when you start, when the button clicks and you start sending off API requests. We're gonna get to all of that. But right now, all you need to know is that inside the body, inside of here, is where all those different tags go that you're about to show. You want to show that picture of you and your girl at the beach, that goes inside the body. You want to show when you was in fifth grade and you was throw back to this, you making a portfolio about yourself, that's all inside the body. And then the head just describing what's going on in the body. You feel me? It's like thoughts and emotions. Tap in with me. But so that's the body type shit. So real quick, I'm not gonna go any more deeper into that. The next video is gonna be on different tags that we can use inside of the head and that we can use inside the body. And once you know the different tags that you can use inside the head and that you can use inside the body, you pretty much know HTML. I told you how to structure it up. I taught you what goes inside of what, and now I'm about to teach you the tags. So that's pretty simple. But I do want to show y'all basically what a basic HTML like template looks like, because I kind of did already before and I kind of just was drawing out right here. So what I want to do now is just show y'all online what we about to really start playing with, and then sooner or later we could really gonna get coding. So let's hop over to that slide real quick. Uh, all right, cool. Hop over there. Let me slide myself over just a little bit more. All right, you can see me. Cool. So what we're about to type in is what's it, like basic HTML web page, you feel me? Template. And then we want the CSS. Oh no, we don't want the CSS, we want the HTML basic. And look, basically, look, I did not lie to y'all. See me? Doctype HTML. That's the first line. Then you got your HTML. Then you got your closing HTML. Then you got your body. I guess they ain't need a head, but typically there's a head. Let me see. Guess motherfuckers was lazy today and then put the head on there. But typically there's a head, and so like, and you can just read the on the W3 schools. All HTML documents must start with a document type declaration. Doc type is HTML. So then you say the HTML document itself begins with HTML. Therefore, anything outside these HTML blocks aren't going to be read, and it ends with slash HTML. Okay, cool. The visible part of HTML document is between the body part, is between the body tags. That's basically what I was telling y'all, man. So honestly, if y'all got those part down, y'all good on this video. That's all I really wanted y'all to see. So like y'all made it. Y'all really keep getting through all these videos. Y'all slowing them down. Y'all understanding them. I did say y'all might need to double speed these ones at the beginning. I lied. We're gonna break it up into multiple videos because I don't want to bombard you. This was pretty structured. Next week, really, all we're gonna talk about is tags after that, and you're gonna be tagged the fuck out. But it's gonna be cool because you ain't got to remember them all. Because thank God we got this thing called W3 schools right there that once again, I only learned this in 10 minutes. I go to W3 schools every single time I need to figure out what element I need in between my body tag. And I'm going to teach y'all how to do the exact same thing. So I appreciate y'all tapping in with me. Um, Up next was supposed to be CSS, but look, I made the slides before I made the video. Therefore, up next will be HTML. You know what? This is dope because I could change the slide right in real time. So it would be HTML tags that we will be doing next. And just like that, HTML tags is what we on to next. All the different tags that go into the head and the body. We tapped in. And like always, tap in with me on Instagram. I'm a funny person. I'm a cool person. Y'all gonna really get to know Street Coder Nate. It's real cool to be a street coder, and I want you to become a street coder. Blank, fill in the blank with your name, street coder, yada yada, street coder this, street coder that. Because honestly, man, we really out here trying to tap in. Anybody can do this shit, and that's really what I'm really trying to show y'all. I was broke, I tapped in, I learned this shit. Now I work at Microsoft and I tutor, and I live in the best life that I ever could live. So I just want the same for everybody else. Tap in with me, and it's fun. It's really fun to create whatever you want to create off the top of your mind. So tap in with me once again, Street Coder Nate on Instagram. Y'all probably gonna be seeing me on TikTok too. Peace. I did say I gotta get better with that. All right, let me try that. Peace.